Today, we are going to unlock a kind of mathematical superpower. It's something that governs everything from how things go viral to how galaxies grow. We're talking about exponents. And you're going to see how they aren't just some numbers in a textbook, but really a secret code for understanding incredible, explosive growth.
So, to get us started, let's just play with an idea that sounds, well, completely impossible. Imagine you've got a single regular sheet of paper. Now, could you fold it in half enough times for its thickness to actually bridge the gap between the Earth and the Moon? Just think about it for a second. What does your gut tell you?
You know, if you're kind of scratching your head right now, you are definitely not alone. Our friends S2 and Roxy here are pretty skeptical too. I mean, it sounds absurd, right? The Moon is hundreds of thousands of kilometers away, and we're starting with something thinner than a fingernail. But the answer to this puzzle? Well, that's where all the magic of exponents is hiding.
All right, let's unfold this mystery. See what I did there? We're going to track the paper's thickness fold by fold, and you are about to see where our everyday intuition about how things grow gets a serious reality check. Okay, let's dive into the numbers. Our piece of paper starts at just 0.001 centimeters thick. After one fold, it's 0.002. No big deal, right? And even after 10 folds, like the chart shows, we're only at about 1 centimeter. But watch what happens next. The growth starts to speed up in a really mind-bending way.
Let's try to picture this. At just 17 folds, the paper is suddenly taller than a person. Then, jump to 26 folds, and it's almost as tall as the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. And get this, by only 30 folds, you've soared past the cruising altitude of a commercial jet. This isn't just fast growth, this is absolutely explosive.
And here it is, the unbelievable payoff. If you could somehow physically manage to fold that same piece of paper just 46 times, its thickness would stretch all the way to the Moon. Seriously, it's not a trick question. It's just the raw, totally counterintuitive power of exponential growth. So, how on earth is that incredible journey even possible? Well, it was all powered by a pretty simple mathematical concept. So let's break down the engine behind it all: powers and exponents.
First things first, let's clear up a really common mix-up. Look over on the left side. Adding 4 3 times, that's just multiplication. 3 times 4 is 12. That's what we call linear growth. Now look at the right. Multiplying 4 by itself 3 times. That's an exponent. 4 to the power of 3, and that gives us 64, a much bigger result. It's basically the difference between walking and launching a rocket.
So let's just get our vocabulary straight so we're all on the same page. In an expression like 5 to the power of 4, the big number on the bottom, the 5, we call that the base. That's the number we're actually multiplying. And the small number up top, the 4, that's the exponent. It just tells us how many times to multiply the base by itself. Simple as that. And this brings us right back to our piece of paper. Its thickness was doubling with every single fold. So after 46 folds, the math is the starting thickness multiplied by 2 46 times. Or, using our new, much faster shortcut, 0.001 times 2 to the power of 46. See? That tiny exponent right there holds all the incredible power. Okay, so once you get the basics, you can start using some really elegant shortcuts. There are these rules or laws that tell you how exponents work with each other. And mastering them is like learning the secret moves in this power play game. Let's check out our first rule. Say you're multiplying two powers that have the same base, like p to the 4th times p to the 6th. You could write it all out the long way, or you can use a shortcut. You just add the exponents. 4 plus 6 is 10. So the rule is simple. When you multiply powers with the same base, you just add the exponents.
So what happens when you raise a power to another power, like 4 cubed, and then you square that whole thing? Well, this just means you have two groups of 4 cubed. And if you expand that out, you're just multiplying 4 by itself 6 times. The shortcut? You just multiply the exponents. 3 times 2 gives you 6. Easy peasy.
So, let's just do a super quick recap. These laws are basically your toolkit. When you multiply powers with the same base, you add the exponents. When you divide, you subtract them. When you raise a power to another power, you multiply them. Oh, and remember the fun one? Any number, it doesn't matter what, to the power of 0 is always 1. Now, we are ready to explore a side of exponents that can seem a little bit trickier. What in the world happens when they're negative? It might look strange at first, but trust me, there's a beautiful and really simple pattern at play here.
Just look at this power line for the number 4. To get from 4 squared, which is 16, down to 4 to the power of 1, which is just 4, we just divide by 4. Okay, now to get from 4 to the power of 1 down to 4 to the power of 0, we divide by 4 again, which gives us 1. See the pattern? It's just divide by the base. So, to find 4 to the power of -1, we just keep the pattern going. We take 1 and divide it by 4, which gives us 1/4.
So here's the big takeaway. A negative exponent does not mean you get a negative number. It just means flip it, or find the reciprocal. N to the power of -a is just 1 over n to the power of +a. It's basically an instruction to look at the number from the other side of 1.
So why does any of this matter outside of a math classroom? Because this isn't just some abstract exercise. Exponents are the actual language that scientists, engineers, and astronomers use every single day to describe our universe.
The most common way you'll see this is something called scientific notation. It's basically a clean, standard way to write huge or incredibly tiny numbers without getting totally lost in a sea of zeros. The format is always a number between 1 and 10 multiplied by 10 raised to some power.
For example, the population of Mumbai is about 20 million. It's a lot easier to write and compare that as 2 times 10 to the power of 7. A big, clunky number, like 308 million, becomes the much more manageable 3.081 times 10 to the power of 8. It just cleans everything up so we can focus on the scale of the number.
And here's the real key insight. In scientific notation, that exponent is often the most important part of the number. The 7 and 2 times 10 to the 7th tells us instantly that we're talking about tens of millions. It gives us the order of magnitude, the scale, at a single glance, which is absolutely crucial for making quick, meaningful comparisons.
All right, to wrap things up, let's play a quick game. Look at these two numbers. Roxy has written out a 1 with 13 zeros after it. SU has written 999,999 multiplied by itself. So, which one is bigger?
Let's use our brand new exponent skills. Roxy's number is easy, right? That's just 10 to the power of 13. Now, S2's number, well, 999,999 is almost 1 million, which is 10 to the power of 6. So S2's number is approximately 10 to the 6th squared. Using our power of a power rule, we just multiply the exponents, so that's 10 to the 12th. So Roxy's number, 10 to the 13th, is a full 10 times bigger. And that right there is the true, surprising, and transformative power of exponents.